Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Fiona. Welcome to Trusty Farms. Last week we talked about the making of this stand, and today I'm going to take you through how I made the body of the oven. Right now we're still in the drying process, so you dry, but yeah, with time it will be dry. This is how the inside looks like right now. But yeah, it's still wet, even inside, a bit soft. But yeah, this is our beautiful earth oven. Excited about it. So first things first, the materials I used for the oven. Okay, clay is a big component. If you don't have clay, this is what I use. I use termite mound. Termite mound is very good and mostly preferable if you can get termite mound soil, because it has a high content of clay, but it's soil and it is also very hard and very resistant to heat. Here in the village, most people use this termite mound for their open firewood stoves. So this is what I use mainly, and on the farm they are everywhere, because this is not even touched. This right here, we may use it in the future for making bricks, even bricks from these, very good bricks. I also have another big one right there. This is also gray soil. It's in the valley. But the best is the red. If you can get the red one, this is good, but the best is this right here. This is the first material that you need. Now, material number 2 is sand. This sand remained from the making of the building of the house, the construction of the farm. This is the sand I've been using. I used right here. You'll use this sand when you're making the structure floor, like I showed you previously, and also making that dome. Okay, the dome or the shape for the oven. This is very good. Sand is very durable, heat resistant, so it's very good with when you're building this oven. It's durable, heat resistant, prevents shrinkage of the walls, and also prevents extensive cracks in your oven, and also it's heat resistant. So that is material number 2. Then material number 3, and that is water, basically plain as water. Material number 4, this is either grass. If you have grass lying around, like we do at the farm, lots of grass. We also have lots of sawdust from cutting trees in our forests, so I decided to use sawdust for the oven. Now, as building a core material for the sand, I used normal grass here in the farm, but for the oven I used sawdust because it's fine, easy to work with. And then material that I used was the last, I think, material was cow dung to make that last smooth surface. Again, it's very good since this is an outdoor oven, prevention of cracks, and also water resistant, basically. With it being an outdoor oven, moisture is inevitable. So first things first is making the diameter of the size of my oven, and my oven is 80 centimeters. Right, this black circle. So this is where the sand, a mixture of sand and little water, will go, and compacting it into this shape, the shape of the oven. And this shape is a curved dome, basically what the inside of the oven will look like. The reason for using this sand, and some people use a basket, but I use sand. We need somewhere to go to put the material, the cob material that we'll be making from the soil, from the clay soil, where it will lie. So after making this dome, I covered it with banana leaves. That's what I had on hand. You can use paper, wet paper, and the reason for covering it with banana leaves is so that your clay material does not attach to the sand. The dome height depends, which will be the height of the inside of the oven, is about 60 to 65 centimeters of the diameter. So in my case, it would be 60 to 65% of 80 centimeters. That way, this is good for airflow inlet and also outlet of the smoke, basically for the overall working of the oven and also the heat. So the next part is the dome structural mix, and this is the strength, basically the strength of the oven, the inside surface, that surface that touches the heat. Okay, this I mixed 3 parts of sand to 1 part of termite mound and a mixture of water. Mixed it very well, extremely well, and compacted it, started piling it on top of my dome, which is covered with banana leaves. You can use other materials, but that's what I had on hand. So I compacted it, and this thickness was 10 centimeters all around. You have to make sure it's exactly even all around the whole curve of the oven. So far, this is how my oven looks like. It's not yet an oven, but it's a dome. First layer is on, and now I'm going to cut the dough, and then continue with I'm going to put the dough and then continue with the second layer, which is the insulation layer. Right after the structural layer of the dome, I cut the door. Cutting the door, the measurements of the door height, it will be 60 to 65% of the dome height. Cut it out, made it a big curve at the top, and also at the same time I made the door by cutting, still using the materials I have at the farm, cutting a few wood pieces, joining them together with nails, and on top of that same door I'll have to put in metal sheets just to help with the strength of the dough, because the dough will be covering high temperatures. You use the thickest wood you have, and this is what I had had on hand. With time we'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll keep adding a few improvements on the door. Yeah, so basically that's it. So right now I'm going to cut the width. I'm going to cut the door. Width is going to be 42 centimeters on the height in V. The height will be 31 centimeters, and the reason for that, the height is very important because this earth oven doesn't have a chimney. I'm not putting a chimney, so in order for proper airflow, I need to make sure that the height of the door is 60 to 65% of the whole height of the door of the oven. Get it? So right now I'm going to do that. Before it's fully dry. The next layer, this is the outer layer. It's the dome insulation mix. I mixed 2 parts termite soil and 1 part sand, and I added my straw. You can use straw, you can use grass. I added my material, and then I mixed it up. And my thickness here was 7 centimeters, but it can be between 5 to 7 centimeters. This is for insulation, to keep the heat inside longer so that the heat doesn't escape through the oven, and hence whatever you're cooking won't cook through. So finally I'm done. At this stage, this oven is done. I already put the last layer, the insulation layer, and right now you can leave it and till it dries and start using it. But for me, I'm going to add a few designs and smoothen, give it a smooth layer. I put these bricks and to hold the entrance, it hadn't dried up yet, to avoid any cracks that had started forming. But now, yeah, now it's pretty good. The hard part is done. The remaining part is just making it pretty and giving it a smooth layer. So far, this is how the oven looks like. I put a few designs on it. Flowers, I'm still working on it. This is the first layer of the smooth surface, and now I'm going to put the last layer, and that will be it. Put a few designs, just a 3D picture of a flowers. And that's how it looks like. The cracking is inevitable, but they shouldn't be deep cracks, just hairline cracks like these. These are not bad, but still I will cover them up. And yeah. So now I'm going to mix my last layer. So this is my final, for the final paste. This is clay soil, termite mound. I'm using this. I've been soaking it for about a day, 2 days actually, because I wanted it to be as smooth as possible. I use 1 part this clay soil and 1 part cow dung. Yep, I'm going to use this poop, cow poop. Oof. 1 part this to mix it together with this cow dung mixture helps with it will be, since the oven is outdoor, so cow dung mixture helps with keeping it resistant to water and also giving it a smooth finish. Reduces on the cracks. You know, want to reduce the cracks as much as possible. This is so disgusting. 1 part of clay, 1 part of powder. And mix it. going to mix this until it becomes a paste. This cow dung helps with, since this is an outdoor oven, the cow dung helps with the moisture. Moisture is inevitable. It helps with cracking, and also the moisture in case, because it's humid here in the morning, it's extremely humid. So this will give it support for our oven to stay healthy and strong. So yeah guys, that's it. That's the final stage. We're done with the oven. I put a few designs to make it look pretty. But yeah, now all I have to do is let it dry. The drying process, it does not require extremely hot sun, so drying in the shade is the best case scenario, or just minimal sun that's not extremely hot. Right now we're in the rainy season, so the sun is not too hot. When it rains, I cover it up with a tarp, and when the sun is out, it's cloudy basically, so it's good weather for the oven to dry with as minimal cracks as possible. Cracking is inevitable. It will crack, but we do not want deep cracks that go all the way through. And once you see the cracks, once it's dry completely and there are cracks that are a bit deep, I can always fill them up with a mixture of 2 parts sand and 1 part termite. So that works perfectly well. But for now, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll let you know when it's time to fire it up and also bake some bread. This size of oven should cook about 1 to 2 pizzas, 2 to 3 loaves of bread, 1 to 2 whole chicken. So yeah, the space is there, it's good. This is how the inside looks like right now. Once we fire it up, all these banana leaves will burn up. Yeah. This is the end of the video guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you again next week when we are firing up this oven. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Bye.